Hello everyone, my name is Tarun, and today I'm going to read the story On the Metro by the author Neha Singh. Get up, Zeba. We are going to see Qutub Minar. Abu nudges me awake. Is Ami coming too? I ask. Maybe she will join us later. How are we going, Abu? We'll take the metro, he says. A man in a suit and dark glasses in a hurry to get to the platform. Excuse me, he says. Excuse me, and he bounds up the moving stairs. We roll up on these stairs, and I feel as though they might gobble me up. In our village, we don't have stairs like these. When the train arrives at the platform, I try to catch a glimpse of the driver. The shiny doors slide open. Whoosh whoosh. How do the doors know when to open and when to shut? Abu and I enter the compartments. It is cold. The doors are closing, says a voice. The train is like a long, hollow silver snake. Silver seats and silver pillars and silver rails to hold on to. A Nani sitting across from us is fast asleep. Her head rests on the shoulder of a man reading a newspaper. He smiles and doesn't wake her up. The train begins to move. Abu, look at the big glass building. It's so tall. The people going up and down and across inside it looks like ants. Is the Qutub Minar taller than this? I ask. I hope so, Abu laughs. In the village, Param has the tallest house. It has 5 floors, but this looks much taller. Beep beep, the doors are opening. Is that a jungle in the middle of the city? It's just like one near our village. Didn't you come here with your friends and teachers from school? Abu asks. Yes, now I remember. My friends, teachers and I came here. We brought slogans, banners, posters with us. We also sang songs. Save Earth, save trees, save me. My poster read. A squirrel ate peanuts out of my palm. Beep beep, the doors are opening. Whoosh whoosh, a group of girls enter. They giggle and chat. I think they are friends. One has blue hair and many earrings. She even has a ring on her pierced lower lip. One of them is carrying a guitar. Peep peep, the doors are opening. Whoosh whoosh, some more people get in. Look at that. A little boy points to a big, yellow palace zooming past. It looks grand. I wonder who lived there. Next time, I will take Abu and Ami to explore it. Peep peep, the doors are opening. Whoosh whoosh, look Abu. The cars are not moving. There is a traffic jam. That's why we take the metro, Zeba, Abu replies. An airplane flies overhead. The cars crawl below on the crisscrossing flyovers. We are zooming past, somewhere between the sky and the earth. Whoosh whoosh, some people get off, but more get in. Everyone moves a little, shifts a little. Now there's just enough space for everyone. I hear so many voices speaking in so many languages. A lady with a baby enters, and there's nowhere for her to sit. Abu offers her his seat. Day abruptly turns to night. We are underground. I can see reflections in the glass. This looks like a secret tunnel with lots of pipes and wires along the walls. A man who has been on the phone for a long time yells, "Hello, hello, hello." As his phone stops working, peep peep, the doors are opening. Whoosh whoosh, the light blinks. I am going to the driver's cabin, I say. I get off and run. Slow down, Abu exclaims, hurriedly. Salam alaikum, Ami. Ami is in a spotless white uniform and a white cap. Walaikum assalam, Zeba. There are dozens of knobs and buttons. I wonder how Ami remembers which ones to press. Are you coming with us? I asked her. She nods. She presses a button. The doors slide open and she gets her. Ami, you drove so well. It was fast and smooth and there were no bumps, and you waited for everyone to get on before you went ahead. Ami laughs and hugs me. When I grow up, I want to be just like you, I tell her. I hope the uniform are silver and shiny by then, just like the metro. Then we walk to Qutub Minar, Ami, Abu and I. Thank you.